The Nephilim in the North Pole. The Anunnaki in Antarctica. Is this true? I don't know, but I did find an article recently that said 3 elongated skulls were discovered in Antarctica back in 2014. I did some research on that. I could not find the verification of the location. It was a French city like La Sicily or something like that, and it was not on any of the Antarctica maps that I could find. But what I do know is L.A. Marzulli has done an incredible job researching the Nephilim and these elongated skulls that have been discovered in multiple countries in the Middle East, plus here in the United States, the Native Americans, King Tut, Akhenaten, Pharaoh Akhenaten, which looks just like Obama, in my opinion, and I'll show you some similarities here in a second. All elongated skulls, naturally. Many of these are natural. The ones that we're looking at now with the DNA that was tested, these are elongated skulls that weren't caused by bonding of the head. Now, I talked to LA also yesterday, and first of all, I want to apologize, you guys. I had one of the best interviews ever with LA yesterday. He did it via video, and only a couple of minutes of it got picked up with the video, and then the rest of it, the software that I had just shared this screen, essentially, this image. So that's why we had the hiccup yesterday, but we're going to have LA back on again, and he's going to show us some really good details with video. I'm going to use a different software program now so we don't have this hiccup. But this is one of the images that I took yesterday from the little bit of video that we did get. And as you can see with these skulls, I'm going to change some of the, let me change the pictures up here a little bit for you, just to give you a better idea of what we're talking about here. So, all right, so that's the back of the skull, and where the spine connects to the skull is far different than your typical humans. So that's another physiological difference with the Nephilim and human beings. So also that reddish thing, that reddish color you're looking at is actually red hair that has been discovered with many of these skulls. They've got red hair. Here's another image right here. And LA went into just some incredible detail on the skulls. So you can listen to the audio presentation that's available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/clandestine Time Lord. I did add some pictures in there. There is a little bit of video. Unfortunately, the whole thing is not video, so we're going to have LA back on again soon. He's going to give us a 15, 20-minute update. Okay, enough about that. So let's take a look at this image right here. I found this on a really cool conspiracy forum out there called Godlike Productions, where somebody actually overlaid one of the elongated skulls that was found over one of these pharaohs, and I think this is Pharaoh Akhenaten. Now, if you look at the next image that I'm going to share with you, this is another image of L.A. Marzulli's taken from a Nephilim, and this is, I think, a baby Nephilim, or a toddler. It's a lot younger, smaller child, essentially. Maybe not a baby, but a child. Here's some more images of these elongated skulls. I think these ones are in Peru, and you can actually look at them. This is the image that I found when I did the research into the Antarctica elongated skulls that were discovered. The archaeologist's name was supposedly Mr. Waters, and he worked with the Smithsonian, but I couldn't find any records of that either. So this might just be an elaborate hoax, and it might not be. You guys know that there's organizations out there that don't want certain intel released to the public because they feel it'll shatter the paradigms that they've helped keep a part of the system for so many years, keep people imprisoned in their own minds based on false beliefs and doctrine. But this one on the left is the one with the red hair. That's an elongated skull. They said that something like that was found in Antarctica, and maybe it was. I mean, maybe that's why they're sending all these politicians out there in Antarctica. They've discovered pyramids, and there's some strong evidence that points to these Nephilim or these Anunnaki having a big part in these megalithic structures. And you can look at carvings of antiquity, thousands of years old, Sumerian carvings that show these giants and then average-sized people like you and others and like myself. It's just fascinating. But right now, what we're looking at, who does that look like to you? If you took off all the head dressing, the image of the face, does that not look like President Barack Obama? It's Pharaoh Akhenaten. And also, he was a conehead. He had an elongated skull. So did King Tut. Now, read the description on this. Long neck, long fingers, thick thighs, feminine attributes, and other strange features. Interesting. Not even going to go into that any further. Now, here's another side image. Right here. Here's a side image. Take a close look at the chin, at the ear, the nose, the lips, the eyes. President Obama. Now take a look at this right here. This is some Sumerians. This is from the Sumerian times. The speculation of the Anunnaki, the winged leader. Now, if you look at this, you're going to see also you've got what looks like giants. You know, I mean, you've got these beings that are a lot larger than the others, and they look like us, but they're just a lot bigger. Are the Anunnaki and the Nephilim one and the same? Check out this strange sculpture carving. This is incredible. It's like this giant lizard man almost. And look at the size in comparison. You've got what looks like a Buddha statue that's still tiny in comparison, which I find very interesting. You wouldn't think you would see a statue that's overpowering Buddha on that part of the world, would you? But then look at the size of humans, even smaller than the Buddha statue. I find that very interesting. Now, this right here, if you type in Buddha statue Afghanistan, you're going to see a beautiful carving of Buddha in a cliffside. Isn't that beautiful? Does that look like natural weathering? The rain created that, right? The wind and the rain caused that, and the volcanic activity. That's what caused Buddha to be in the side of the cliff there. Like, you'll notice that it's inside of the cliff. You'll see the smooth edges around that. Now take a look at this. I pulled this up a few days ago. You can actually get the high-resolution file directly downloaded from NASA's website. And what's funny is, and most people that do their best to debunk this, they have no validation. They'll just say something like, oh, well, everything from NASA is fake, or, oh, you're an idiot. That was shot in Greenland. I'm unsubscribing. Please do, unsubscribe, okay? I get it. Look at the weathering patterns. Look at how this was carved into the cliffside. So if the rover really did take a picture of this from Mars, does this look like natural weather patterns to you? Let's go back here. Back and forth here just to give you a visual stimulation. You can see the weather patterns easily. You can see looks like wind and rain caused these lines in the rocks, and then all of a sudden you've got this perfectly carved statue. You can see it's got an elongated skull. It's got the same type of head dressing that you're going to see in many of these Egyptian carvings. But that's just highly concentrated swamp gas. Now, this image right here is actually the image from the Mars Curiosity rover. And if you look at these red boxes, somebody did a really good job pointing out some of the anomalies in this image. First of all, you're going to see a perfectly aligned path that leads to the statue. You're also going to see that there's 3 blocks of Photoshop anomalies, that somebody took Photoshop blocks and blocked out 3 parts in that path. And then you're going to see these perfectly smooth shelves to the left of that. I think that's pretty incredible. So this is just something that I wanted to bring to your attention, where this could be another dot connected, possibly the Nephilim, the Anunnaki, these space travelers. Maybe they're our ancestors, maybe they're not. Did they inhabit Mars at one time? Do they still inhabit Mars right now? Do you guys remember the remote viewing documents that were released via CIA, where they went back 1 million years and they saw pyramids, structures, beings that were very tall and skinny, and they were dying and they were waiting for somebody to come back and save them? Watch the film Total Recall, where there's that 1-million-year-old pyramid that once they push the button at the end, where Arnold pushes the button, and it recreates the atmosphere so they don't have to be slaves to the man that sells them air. Remember that? Just fascinating similarities here. I'll bet you this is probably what happens oftentimes. information that's released to these alphabet agencies where they find this clandestine intel from remote viewing or maybe looking in a crystal ball or paranormal or psychics or just algorithms, artificial intelligence, technology, all the above, some of the above. Maybe once that information is given to them, then they find a way to release it into the entertainment industry, into the public in clandestine ways, little bits and pieces of Hollywood. Oh, well, that'll make a great movie. We'll make billions of dollars off of that. Economic purpose, spiritual purpose, and future indoctrination purposes are all incorporated with the entertainment industry. There's a reason they call it programming. The television. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off now and show you a few other, this image right here, and show you some more images. Okay, this is a side-by-side comparison of Pharaoh Akhenaten and President Barack Obama. Take a look at the ears. Take a look at the chin, the lips, the nose, the eyes, the neck, the characteristics. They're all right there, you guys. Now, I'm not saying that President Obama is Pharaoh Akhenaten. Not by any means. I'm not saying that they cloned Pharaoh Akhenaten into Obama. What I am saying is I do see some similarities there, don't you? And it makes you wonder. If you read the book, The Biggest Secret by David Icke, that book blew my mind over 10 years ago, by the way. Just completely blew my mind. And once again, I don't agree with everything in the book. I don't agree with everything anybody says. I take bits and pieces and come with my own conclusion, as I'm sure you do as well. As you should do. You should think for yourself. You should do your own research. It's probably a good idea to come up with the conclusion based on evidence that you can find, not just on what you can hear, no matter how much you trust somebody. Because that person might have the best intentions, that person might believe it 100%, and that person might be 100% wrong. That's another reason I stay neutral on most subjects, ladies and gentlemen. I stay agnostic because I really don't know about most of this stuff. This is all theory. This is opinion. This is speculation. These are ideas. This gets your brain stimulated. This creates new neural pathways in the mind, which can be a contribution to society. And you know it. I think that's why many of you listen to Leak Project and programs like Leak Project, because you're tired of being stuck in this brain drain media outlet that feeds off of dark ecstasy and lies and keeps you imprisoned in your own mind. Fear. The media pushes fear more than just about any alternative site that I've seen. So I find it funny when I read comments where people say, oh, you're propagating fear. Well, turn on CNN, Fox News, ABC, CNBC, turn on any mainstream news media and tell me that that entire structure isn't based on fear. Now, fear can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. If you live in fear where it overcomes all your actions, I would say that's a bad thing. If you use fear as a motivator to prepare, learn, create skills, gather information to prepare and protect yourself, your future generations, your family, your friends, the world, the planet, and everything that resides in it, well, I would say that can be a good thing, wouldn't you? So let's go back to this image right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay, okay, I'm going to take this right here, and if you see, here, let's move this up. Oops. I'm still figuring out this software. Okay. Let's move that there. Okay. Let's take a look at that. There's the ear. See that? Same ears. Same chin. Same nose. I mean, that's pretty spot on. If you do the research, many of these leaders in political positions have family ties around the world to other politicians and aristocratic family bloodlines. Find this fascinating. Now let's go to, there's another image I was going to show you here. Oh yeah, check this out. Hello. I don't know. Things that make you go, And let's not forget the beautiful campaign slogan.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Now let's play that backwards.
Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan.
That was just a coincidence too, I'm sure. Anyway, just wanted to give you this quick update on things that make you go, And I'll also let you know that the radiation levels right now are at 0.11 microsieverts per hour, which is pretty low. They were higher yesterday, but hopefully we'll see these things start to crawl back down into the 0.08 range one of these days. Have a beautiful day. Question everything. Make sure to support our top shelf sponsors. I'm going to leave the links on the top of the video description box. GetTheTea.com, foodforliberty.com/RexBear, One Tac Tactical Gear, and Noble Gold Investments. Question everything and be the change you want to see.